So today is third eye, brow chakra, called Ajna, and this resonates with trust and intuition, the sort of our psychic abilities. So this chakra is around here, the third eye, sort of in the centre of the brows here, and this links with either the colour indigo, or sometimes people see purple. I get a lot of purple in my mind's eye when I meditate, or it can be kind of a dark blue, so everybody sort of sees it a little bit differently. The chant for this is Om, as it is with the crown chakra. So those two are the bija mantra, or the seed mantra is Om for this one. Affirmation is I see, because it is our third eye, that intuitive sight for us. So the sorts of positions that will be linked with Ajna would be sitting positions, balancing definitely, because it is the balancing of the left and the right hemispheres, where going back a little bit, there are many nadis throughout our body. Nadis are our energy channels. The three main nadis that we often talk about, and you may have heard me talk about in the videos, are Ida, which is our left feminine nadi. Pingala is our right masculine nadi, and these interweave through the chakras. And the idea is when those two are balanced, then Sushumna, which is the central channel coming up, is balanced as well. And this is where these two nadis end. So my point, yes, we came back to the affirmation of seeing. So balancing exercises, balancing those left and right hemispheres of the brain, the left and right feminine and masculine energies, that calm as well as that motivated sort of feeling. Inversions are also poses that we would do to balance Ajna chakra. So in terms of what parts of the body are linked with this, it would be the brain. So the nervous system, obviously, nose, ears, eyes, all this sort of area here. I link Ajna with the pineal gland in the body as the endocrine gland. Some people don't. They see it as a pituitary gland, and this is often, you'll see it in different texts, different books, can often be switched around. They're so close to each other, these two chakras, that and the actual pineal and pituitary gland in the brain are very close to each other, but I always resonate with the pineal gland. It's that sleep-wake regulator in our body. It's the gland that allows the light in. So the imbalances that you would feel if this energy was out of balance would be headaches, not having a quality of sleep, so either not being able to go to sleep very well, not drifting off easily, or broken sleep as well, and not being able to get back to sleep after that. Learning difficulties, some spinal problems, obviously linked with the spine, stroke, brain tumour, neurological problems, learning difficulties, blindness and deafness, all because it's sort of around this area, anything that you can be symptomatic around here. So when the chakra is in balance, the feelings that you will feel would be more of, you'd have that sixth sense, that sort of inner knowing, that inner wisdom about something, inner vision, being fully aware of your surroundings, quite intuitive of everything that's going on around you and the energy that you pick up on. You would sleep well. Your imagination would be quite vibrant, it'd be quite colourful, and you can visualise things. Some people, when we do visualisations, they can't see colour, or they can't visualise things. So actually creating those images in your mind is a way of encouraging balance into the chakra, but also knowing that it is balanced. Decision making, so being confident in deciding your life's routes and decisions that you want to make throughout your life. So yes, these are all things. Now there was a couple of other things that I wanted to mention, so I'll just got a couple of notes here. So when this area is unbalanced, as I sort of mentioned earlier, there would be sleep disorders, but even things like nightmares or night terrors, for children tend to have these things, don't they? You would fear your own knowing, fear your own wisdom. You wouldn't necessarily trust your intuition. There would be a sense of not being spiritually linked with anything. You would reject it. It's really only you'd see the facts, and that's what you'd believe. There would be no other kind of a knowing beyond that. Just focusing on purely on the intellect only can be an imbalance there. Poor memory can be linked with it. Difficulty learning new things, as a sort of linked back with learning difficulties there. Can be linked in physical sense with toothache. What else? Poor memory. Not trusting your intuition, being a little bit spaced out, hallucinating. These can be a little bit of imbalances. So ways we can actually introduce a little bit more balance. I'll come to the yoga a bit later, but there is something that we love in yoga called Tritak, which is candle gazing. It's a practice of drawing inward the senses. So as you go through the 8 limbs of yoga, because there's the asana on the mat, the poses on the mat is just 1/8 of what yoga is, and so many people think yoga is just bending and stretching and getting into funny pretzel shapes on the mat. There are so many more assets and facets to yoga, which I will go into later with courses and all sorts of other little challenges. Lost my point again. Yes, Tritak, the candle gazing, is a way of drawing the senses in. It's called pratyahara. Other ways, listen to your intuition. Act on it as well. You know, if something gives you that gut feeling, because the gut is also known as the second brain, and I don't know too much about the science of that, but I've read a little bit about it. Go with that intuition that you have naturally and follow it rather than second guess it, try to analyse it, rationalise it in your head. Just perhaps go with it. Setting intentions and trusting. Cosmic ordering, I don't know if you've ever heard of that. That's it's like sending out your wishes, your desires to the universe and sort of almost trusting that it's going to arrive, it's going to happen. It's like when you order something from Argos, you put that order in, you don't really think about it too much over the next few days because you know it's going to arrive. There's that trust there, isn't there? So there has to be that belief in that. Vision boards. I love vision boards and I've done them for years really. Like a cork board, you know, a pin board. And it's quite fun. You know, if you flick through a magazine, you see a picture of a holiday you'd like to go to or experience. It doesn't have to be material things all the time. Cut it out, stick it on the pin board. And often there's been times when I've put that board away, come back to it 2 or 3 years later, and a lot of the things have actually come to fruition, which is lovely because there's been that seed of intention sent out into that universal energy. Bringing balance to the third eye. If I have a headache or I don't sleep very well, I actually put an amethyst on my third eye and go and lie down for a bit. So that's another way, is to use crystals on the third eye as well. Weighted pillows. You know, you can get these sort of lavender pillows. You can lie down and bring that scent into the aura as well. Face massages, things like that. What else? Things that you can do practically would be to reduce use of devices, especially maybe later on as well. Take the devices away from yourself about an hour before bed. It reduces that blue light exposure as well, and it allows the chemicals in the brain and the pineal gland to be set for the rest, you know, the wind down to a sleep. So coming on to the foods, they would be kind of purpley foods. So blackberries, purple vegetables, aubergine, purple kale, what else what we think? Plums fruit, purple cabbage, that kind of thing. So, and also I've heard that dark chocolate is very linked with the third eye as well, because of the clarity. So it's more of what is associated in terms of what it brings. So wearing purple things, having purple necklaces. I'll show you some crystals and other things shortly. So the exercises, eye exercises, which we did do in the video, really wonderful. Still yogic, even though you're not sort of moving the body in any way. It's still working part of the body. Warming the palms, which I often do at the end of my classes, is rub the palms together, feel that prana, that chi, placing them over the eyes, and just allowing the eyes to maybe blink and feel the warmth, your energy, that chi into the eyes. And also in our poses where we hold drishti, which is our point of focus, our point of concentration. So often I say, in this pose, you're looking at the middle finger of your front hand, perhaps like in Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. There are certain focal points, and that encourages balance with Ajna. So with yogic positions, going upside down or bringing the head downwards, because what you're doing is you're seeing life and you're seeing your body and moving it in a way that is different from normal. So you're finding a different perspective on life. So it's also wonderful if you're having a difficulty seeing another person's point of view, or struggling with something that's not normal to you. So taking the body in these different positions is really helpful. Anything that brings blood to the head, so headstands, shoulder stands, that sort of thing, with the heart above the head. Dolphin, bridge, down dog, all these kind of poses. Even in sequences that we do, sun salutation, where we have the head down in down dog, then these are good. So coming on to the chakra stones. So this one, although it is not purpley in colour, you can see, it's called Unakite. It's a green and a pink stone. And this one, I don't often use it actually, but it is linked with our visualization, our psychic vision, protects against EMF, which I know some of the other stones I showed you yesterday did. This one, I've written down a few notes because I can't always remember all of them. Past life healing and the source of the problem with any past life healing that needs. And integrating insights from the past. It's kind of they call it like a rebirthing stone. So that is Unakite. The stone that I would always be drawn to for the third eye would be amethyst. Amethyst is a master healer. It's just wonderful for everything, and you can come by it so easily in jewellery and all sorts of things. Tumblestone, this is a beautiful, lovely kind of point that somebody gave me years ago. This is an incredibly protective stone. This also resonates with our crown chakra as well, so you can use them for both. I tend to use clear quartz for a crown and amethyst for the Ajna. Rids negative thoughts, good spiritual wisdom stone. This helps sleep. As I said earlier, if I had sleep issues, I'd always have an amethyst by my bed or under my pillow. This is something that I would do. It is a master healer, this one. So if there were only a few stones that you ever wanted to acquire, I'd say this one, amethyst and clear quartz, which I will talk about tomorrow. So that's that one. Another stone I have here is fluorite. It's kind of a greeny and a purpley sort of stone, almost a little bit see-through. You might be able to see that. Known as a bit of a worry stone, or to help worry. This opens the third eye, helps spiritual expansion, inner peace, a protective and stabilising stone, but it does help your concentration, helps your balance, helps coordination as well. Also sort of decision making, which is very linked with the third eye. So yes, that's a lovely little stone. Don't often see too much jewellery in that kind of thing. And I thought I'd dive through the jewellery box as well. So, because people had been asking me where to get stones from and maybe what to start with. This is just sort of a lovely chakra pendant, which I come by and I sell in my little, haven't done it for a while and haven't got big stock in the yoga studio that I work at, but this has got all of various different stones that resonate with the chakras. This one I should have got out yesterday for the throat chakra is sort of a turquoise That's a lovely, lovely stone. And here, now don't quote me on it, but I think it's a moss agate. And I was really just drawn to this at the time at a sort of a yoga fair place, or might have even been some sort of yoga show in London, but I was really drawn to that one. And this is a lovely sort of yogic, this is soapstone, and it's just got the om as well. So there's a couple of bracelets, because people said, well, I might start off wearing bracelets, because it's something you can just wear rather than sort of having a tumble stone in your pocket. So a friend bought me these rose quartz, and I can't quite remember what this little one is, but obviously for throat chakra. And then I've got this lovely little pendant. This is an unusual one. It's called merlinite, and merlinite is a sort of quite a magical stone. It's really a deeply intuitive, well, to help intuition, helps psychic abilities. This would be for somebody who would be interested in mediumship, would use this kind of stone. Yeah, and I was just really drawn to it. It looked to me quite oriental, but I bought it at the time that I was needing the attributes that it would help me with. And then finally, this lovely sort of magnetic little bracelet is hematite, which I spoke of the first day for the root chakra. And that's another lovely little thing just to have around. So bracelets are a really great way to start, and obviously necklaces, because you can just wear them day to day. This is another one that I've had for a long time with all the chakra colours and stones there. So anyway, that's my little talk for Ajna, brow chakra. So if you haven't done the sequence already, I hope you get to do it a bit later or over the weekend sometime. Enjoy, bring balance back to your life, and I hope you sleep well. If you don't, try to imagine purple in the mind's eye or a deep indigo. If you have amethyst at home, then you can pop it under your pillow or rest it on your third eye. If you have headaches or any kind of denseness of energy around the head, sometimes we've got to make a decision, or somebody's upset us and we feel all heavy in the head, so using the crystals. Okay, well, thank you for joining me, and I will be putting this in an email and up on YouTube later. Okay, bye.